My beloved child. Stop scrolling for a moment, because the message you are about to hear carries a feeling that has been waiting quietly in the background for a long time. Something is waiting for you here. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, something that may change the way you look at a special connection in your life. There are moments when the heart knows something before the mind can understand it. There are feelings that remain unspoken, thoughts that stay hidden behind silence, and words that someone carries for months because they are waiting for the perfect moment to finally express them. And today, this message begins with a simple but powerful feeling. I have been waiting months to tell you this. Imagine hearing those words from someone who has been holding something close to their heart. Someone who has replayed conversations, remembered little moments, and wondered if the time would ever feel right to open up. Don't skip this message, because the story you are about to hear is not about rushing anything. It is about patience, understanding, and the emotions that grow when two people share a connection that feels truly meaningful. For months, your soulmate has been carrying a thought they could not easily explain. They wanted to speak, but something inside them made them wait. Maybe they were searching for the right words. Maybe they wanted to be completely sure about what they felt. Maybe they were trying to understand why this connection felt different from anything they had experienced before. Sometimes, the strongest emotions are not the loudest ones. Sometimes, the deepest feelings are the ones someone protects quietly. There was a moment when they realized something important. A moment when they looked back at everything that happened and understood that this connection had a meaning they could not ignore. They remembered the small details. The conversations that stayed in their mind. The moments that brought a smile to their face. The times when they felt understood without needing to explain everything. And slowly, they began to realize that some people enter our lives and leave a lasting impression. Not because everything is perfect, but because something about that connection feels special. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The most important part of this message is not just what they wanted to say, it is why they waited so long. Your soulmate's silence was not empty. Behind that silence were thoughts, emotions, and a story that was slowly unfolding. They may have wondered many times. Will they understand what I truly mean? Will they see how much this connection matters to me? Will they know that I have been carrying these words for so long? Sometimes people hide their feelings not because they do not care, but because they care deeply. They fear saying the wrong thing. They fear opening a chapter before they are ready. They fear that their words may not express the true depth of what they feel. But after months of thinking, reflecting, and understanding their own heart, they reached a moment where they knew something had to be shared. A truth. A realization. A message they had been holding on to. And that message begins with this. I have been waiting months to tell you this. Those words carry a different kind of emotion. They are not just words. They represent time. They represent memories. They represent all the moments when someone wanted to speak but chose patience instead. Think about how powerful it is when someone chooses to wait before speaking. It means they did not want to say something meaningless. They wanted their words to come from a place of honesty and care. This is why you should stay until the end of this message. Because the biggest revelation is not about what happened months ago. It is about what they finally understood. There was something they discovered about this connection that surprised even them. They realized that some bonds cannot be measured only by distance, time, or circumstances. Some connections are remembered because of how someone makes you feel. The feeling of being seen. The feeling of being valued. The feeling that someone understands a part of you that others may never notice. Your soulmate may have spent months trying to understand why certain memories stayed with them. Why certain conversations felt different. Why certain moments continued to come back to their mind. And eventually, they understood that the reason was simple. You mattered. The impact you had was real. The connection meant more than they first realized. Don't skip this part, because the next words reveal the emotional turning point of this story. After all this time, they finally gathered the courage to express what had been sitting in their heart. They wanted you to know that sometimes waiting does not mean forgetting. Sometimes waiting means preparing. Preparing to speak with clarity. Preparing to be honest. Preparing to share something that deserves to be heard. There are feelings that cannot be forced. They have to grow naturally. They have to be understood. They have to reach a moment where the heart says, now is the right time. And maybe this is that moment. Maybe this message found you at a time when you needed a reminder that meaningful connections are built through patience, respect, and genuine emotions. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The next part of this story reveals the one thing your soulmate has been trying to understand all these months, the hidden realization that changed the way they see this connection forever. My beloved child. There is a reason this message continued from the very beginning, because there is a part of this story that cannot be understood with only a few words. Some feelings take time to reveal themselves. Some truths need the right moment. And now, you are about to discover the deeper meaning behind the words your soulmate has been carrying for months. Don't skip this message. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The most surprising part is not that they had something to say, the most surprising part is what made them hold on to those words for so long. For months, they watched, they thought, and they remembered. They remembered the moments when your presence brought a different kind of peace into their life. They remembered conversations that seemed ordinary at the time but later became unforgettable. They remembered the little things that most people would overlook, but somehow those small details became the reasons they kept thinking about you. Sometimes, a person does not realize the importance of a connection immediately. Sometimes, they need time to understand what their heart has been trying to show them. And that is exactly what happened here. Your soulmate began looking back at the journey between you two. They started connecting moments that once seemed random. They started realizing that every conversation, every shared memory, and every unexpected moment created a story that was more meaningful than they first believed. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There was one realization that changed everything for them. They discovered that the connection they felt was not just about one beautiful moment. It was about the feeling that remained even when life became busy. Even when there were distractions. Even when time passed. Because a temporary feeling fades away. But a meaningful connection continues to leave a mark. They began asking themselves questions they had never asked before. Why do I still remember those moments? Why does this person continue to inspire my thoughts? Why does this connection feel different? And slowly, they found their answer. They realized that some people enter our lives and remind us of something important about ourselves. They help us see emotions we ignored. They help us understand parts of our heart that were waiting to be discovered. Don't skip this part, because this is where the hidden message begins to unfold. Your soulmate wanted to tell you something they had been keeping inside. They wanted you to know that the waiting was not because they did not care. The waiting happened because they wanted to be certain. They did not want to speak without meaning. They did not want to make promises without understanding. They wanted their words to come from a place of truth. And after months of thinking, they finally reached a moment where they felt ready. They realized that keeping everything inside was becoming harder than expressing what was in their heart. So they prepared the words they had been waiting to say. I need you to know something. I have thought about this for a long time. There is something I never found the right moment to tell you. Imagine hearing those words from someone who spent months deciding how to express their feelings. It shows that the message was not created in one moment. It was built through time. Through memories. Through reflection. Through everything they experienced. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The biggest surprise is that your soulmate did not only think about the past, they also thought about the future. They started imagining what could happen if they finally opened their heart and shared what they truly felt. They started understanding that some connections deserve honesty. Some connections deserve appreciation. Some connections deserve a chance to be understood. And that was the moment when everything changed. They stopped focusing only on the fear of speaking. They started focusing on the importance of being genuine. Because sometimes, the most meaningful conversations happen after a long silence. Sometimes, the words we wait months to hear are the words that bring the greatest understanding. Don't skip this message, because there is still one powerful part left. Your soulmate has been carrying a message that is not only about feelings, it is about appreciation. They want you to understand that your presence made an impact. They want you to know that certain moments were never forgotten. They want you to know that even when they were quiet, they were still thinking, learning, and understanding. There is something beautiful about a person who takes time before speaking. It shows that they value the importance of their words. They value the connection. They value the emotions behind the message. And now, the moment they waited for is finally arriving. The message they carried for months is ready to be revealed. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The next part will uncover the one sentence your soulmate has been waiting months to say, the words that explain why they stayed silent for so long and why this connection became so important to them. My beloved child. Something important is about to be revealed. And this is the moment where the hidden feelings, the silent thoughts, and the words kept inside for months finally begin to come together. Don't skip this message. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. For so long, your soulmate carried a thought that they could not easily explain. They tried to move forward with their daily life, but there was always a small voice inside reminding them that there was something unfinished, something that needed to be expressed. They remembered the moments that seemed simple but created a lasting impression. They remembered the way certain conversations felt different. They remembered the comfort of knowing someone understood them in a way they did not expect. And then came the realization that changed everything. They understood that the reason they kept thinking about this connection was because it represented something rare. Not perfection. Not a story without challenges. But a feeling of being truly seen and valued. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The words they have been waiting months to tell you are connected to a realization they had during their quiet moments. They realized that sometimes, a person does not enter your life by accident. Sometimes, a connection becomes meaningful because of the lessons, memories, and emotions it brings. They started thinking about every time they wanted to reach out. Every time they wanted to share what was on their mind. Every time they almost said something but decided to wait. And the reason they waited was because they wanted their message to be sincere. They wanted you to understand the depth behind their words. They wanted you to know that this was not just a passing thought. This was something they had carefully carried in their heart. Don't skip, because the next part reveals the emotional turning point. There was a day when they looked back and realized something surprising. They realized that the person they were searching for was not someone who simply made life exciting. It was someone who made life feel more meaningful. Someone who reminded them of hope. Someone who brought a feeling they could not easily describe. And that realization stayed with them. They began understanding that some people leave memories behind, but some people leave a feeling behind. A feeling that remains even after time passes. A feeling that returns when they remember certain moments. A feeling that makes them want to finally speak honestly. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The message your soulmate has been holding is not just about what happened before. It is about what they finally understood. They understood that waiting does not always mean distance. Sometimes waiting means someone is gathering the courage to express something meaningful. Sometimes silence is not a lack of emotion. Sometimes silence is where emotions grow stronger. Your soulmate wanted to tell you that there were many moments when they wanted to explain everything. They wanted to share what they felt. They wanted to say the words that were sitting quietly in their heart. But they were waiting for the moment when those words would truly be understood. And now, that moment feels closer than ever. Don't skip this part. Because the biggest surprise is that they did not only discover something about the connection. They discovered something about themselves. They discovered that they had changed. They discovered that meeting someone special can reveal feelings they never expected to experience. They discovered that certain people can inspire us to become more honest, more thoughtful, and more open with our emotions. And that is why the words they prepared were so important. They were not just words. They were a reflection of months of thoughts, memories, and understanding. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Imagine someone quietly carrying a message for months, waiting for the right opportunity to finally say, "I want you to know that I never stopped appreciating the moments we shared." I want you to know that your presence meant more than you realized. I want you to know that there was always something special about the connection we created. Those words hold the weight of time. They hold the meaning of patience. They hold the emotions of someone who wanted to be careful with what they expressed. And now, the final piece of this message is coming closer. The reason your soulmate waited months was not because they forgot. It was because they were trying to understand the true meaning of what they felt. They were trying to find the right way to explain something that felt bigger than ordinary words. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The next part will reveal the exact moment when your soulmate finally decided, I cannot keep this inside anymore, and what they truly want you to understand after waiting all this time.